Well, hello, it's Friday morning, and I'm in a new spot, and I thought I would take you through what that's like. I should have looked at the clock before I did this. It's after 5 in the morning. I'm on a street, and I can't turn the light on because I'm parked on a street. So, visibility is not very good, and I'm doing this one-handed. That's my back window. Now you see out the back window. I jerry-rigged a curtain to fit over there. Can you see out there that white thing? That's the seawall. That's the Matanzas Inlet out there. This is downtown Old Town St. Augustine. I have rolled up my sleeping bag. Okay. My massage table pretty much covers this one back window. Take my magnetic curtain down off of that window. Put it in its place. Take my magnetic curtain off of this window, and there you can see the seawall again. Matanzas River is out there. And you see the lights on top of the masts of the sailboats that are moored out there. Now, I don't put Reflectix over my front window because nothing will give you away faster than Reflectix over your front window at night. Nothing will give you away faster. I'm trying to do something one-handed. So I was taking all my curtains down, which you couldn't see because I can't turn any lights on inside my car, and because I'm parked on a public street. And as I noticed I was doing that, I noticed the lights come on in another car on the street. And so I stopped. I turned off the phone, and I watched to see what that other lighted vehicle did. Because no matter what people tell you about stealthy this and stealthy that, if you're in a car or an SUV, as opposed to any kind of van, or certainly a Sprinter van, which there's nothing stealth about a Sprinter van. Actually, there's very little stealth about a regular van either, especially a panel van. If you've got a mom van, you can get away with more. And I say all this for people who are thinking of moving into a vehicle and they want to do this and they want to do that. Think about what you're going to buy. If you have a panel van, a work van, you're suspicious. If you have a mom van and you get the windows tinted and you don't put Reflectix up, you have a chance of being okay. But if it's a van, it's going to be noticed. Sorry. That's the reality of how things are. So it rained last night, and that's very nice. I'm ready to pull away. I've turned on the car. It's 5:22 in the morning. let's go ahead and drive somewhere where I can go make coffee. This street was full when I pulled in last night, and I'm waking up right next to the river. It would have been nice to get up and walk along the river, but that's not stealth. Oh my goodness, I have to turn on the... Oh, did you see that? There's a van. Now, he was here. He, she, I don't know. He. They were here when I got here last night, and you see they've got their lights on. They're getting ready to go too, because this is a real important thing. You have to leave, I would say, between 5 and 7 in the morning from a place where you park, unless it's a known place. Like, for instance, I was camping. It doesn't matter, you know. But any business that allows you to park, you have to leave between 5 and 7. Why do you have to leave between 5 and 7? That seems so inconvenient. Well, because it's someone else's property. That's why. And the incident that I just experienced, I'm trying to, I have to turn on the defroster. The incident that I recently experienced where I watched the sheriffs flush everybody out of a parking lot. This is because we're just coming around the Castillo San Marcos. I don't know if you can see it. It is lit, but I don't think the phone picked it up. We're going to Volano Beach. A lot of the people that park there, where it wasn't officially okay that people parked there, but a blind eye was being turned, shall we say, people would stay there for hours. And I parked there many times myself. And I would get up in the morning and I would see people taking all their crap out of their vans, rearranging everything, taking up 2 or 3 parking places because they're taking all their crap out of their vans, rearranging everything, putting everything back in their van, and then they pull out their chair and they make coffee and breakfast in the business parking lot, someone else's business. This is what gets people kicked out of places. So now, where I was parked before, now, did you see that rig that we just passed on the left side? That rig was often at that parking lot that I'm talking about right now. He was one of the people that got bounced out of there that night. He was parked on the street too. It's harder for an RV to park on the street. Everybody knows what you're doing there. I hope that the van that we passed, that I pointed out to you, that was parked in the same area I was getting ready to leave. Hopefully, that's what he was doing. That's the smart thing to do. This is the time to leave. Yeah, being very obvious in what you're doing in terms of you get out of your car and then you start doing things out of your car. Well, where did you come from? You came from in your car. What does that mean? That means you slept in your car. Duh. But people do that. Here we're at the traffic circle of San Carlos and San Marco. And we're going to Volano Beach. This is my old neighborhood, actually. When I lived in my apartment, this is my neighborhood. Yeah, because people like me, I'm just in one more RAV4, and there are a million on the road, and that's part of why I got it. There's a million RAV4s, and I got my windows tinted, so there's a lot that I can do in my van, and I don't have to put anything up to keep you from seeing in, because my windows are tinted. part of being stealth. And there's nothing on my van that would indicate that I'm living on it. There's no Thule storage container on the roof. There's no crap hanging off the back. This is beautiful right here. If you've seen my videos, you've seen me come over this area here too. This is all marsh here. The School for the Deaf and Blind is just to the left of us, the school where Ray Charles went, as a matter of fact. And now we're going over the Volano Bridge, the Usina Bridge, named after the Usinas, who were part of the original Menorcan pioneer families that started this thing. Oh. So, this is a beautiful place. And when there have been storms, I have come over this bridge many times when the storms were raging and gone to the beach. Now, I don't know if you can see yet, but to the right, there are lights down. I don't think you can see it on the phone, but that's where the old bridge was. The pier, the current pier, is where the old bridge was. Okay, and then we're coming over, and that vast blackness out there is the Atlantic Ocean. And I see there are shrimp boats out there because there are lights out in the distance. This is an area that was very ravaged by those last two storms. A lot of these people that have beach houses have put them up for sale. It's just not worth it for them. There shouldn't be houses built on the beach anyway. I'm going to see if I can park here. I don't remember what the listing for hours is here. There are hotels right at the end of the road here, but I thought that I would come out here and make some coffee. This is a very quiet neighborhood. When I first moved to Florida, all of this here wasn't here. There was nothing here, just these little old motels. This Publix that I just went by wasn't here. I remember when they built that. I didn't live in St. Augustine. I lived in Florida, though, when they built that Publix. All that was left was like these things on the left, these little old motels. Lovely little old motels. So right ahead is the pavilion to Volano Beach. I think the only access you can get to it now is to the left because the walkways that had been built in the past were damaged by the storm. I'm gonna pull up. We can see where the tide is. Nope, I can't see. I can't see where the tide is. Okay. When there are storms, where I'm driving right now, the ocean is here, which you would have seen on my videos if you've watched them in the past. You know, I don't know. I think it might be a little too quiet here for me to get out of my car and start tinking around. Wow, this is the Ocean View Lodge on the right, and it's dark. I wonder if they suffered irreparable damage during the storm. Now this is interesting because there are cars parked here, and you're not supposed to be parked here at night. See, it says no overnight parking, and yet there were 2 cars parked there. The beach is the sand is just to the right. I'm not sure if this is going to be a good place for me to make coffee or not. Oh, look, there's a van in the parking lot of that hotel. Look at that. Okay. Somebody spent the night parked there. I don't know. It's a little too quiet. I think that my making coffee, though it doesn't make any noise, might be a little disruptive to the chill of the place. Not sure about this. But it's a pretty drive, isn't it? Nonetheless. Yeah, this is just the old neighborhood. People still live. Oh gosh, they're building something here. There are all these work trucks. Stop overdeveloping St. Augustine, please. Sometimes at this time of the morning, I'll pull into a Publix because at this time of the morning, their morning crew is already working. And if I park in the back, I'm really not noticed. I've done that quite often. Not this Publix, though. The bigger Publix on the mainland. Let's see. They're very particular on the beach side about boondockers. They don't want them. There used to be a lot of places where you could park, and they've all been eliminated. Why? Because people take advantage of things. That's why. Because people do the kind of things I was talking about. They stay too long. They're obvious. They try to get the best parking place they can instead of a parking place that's out of the way. They leave trash. They play their stereo systems loud and disruptively. These are all the reasons that the people that follow the rules get boosted. So I'm still on a quest for the best vibin' parking lot to chill out and make some coffee off the back of my vehicle. Yeah, it's 5:45. There are people that are starting to be in parking lots in various places in towns, even the little mall that has the Marshalls and all of that. But there's no quiet place in the background to be, and I want to be in a quiet place in the background. There's a lot of cars here. Oh, these are look, there's a camper. Okay. That camper stayed there. I suspect that truck with the cover on it, I suspect that person spent the night here too. Yeah, there's an Explorer SUV there. Oh, and there's another camper. Okay, there's two campers that obviously spent the night here. That's interesting. Okay. There's also, you really can't park in the same place every night because people won't let you. Property owners won't let you. Yeah. So, okay, here we go. So I spend a lot of time here. I've never slept here, but I spend a lot of time here. I chill out here in this parking lot. It's a grocery store based mall. There's a whole shopping. And for people that think that you can spend the night at Walmart, a lot of the times you can't anymore. There are Walmarts where I've spent the night and gone back to that town, and those Walmarts won't let you do it anymore because of the same thing. People take advantage of things and ruin it for the ones that play by the rules. So I'm going to stop this here and I'm going to get the coffee ready. Alrighty, we've got some natural light and lots of parking lot light. The street's getting busy, and my water has boiled. I really like this Sterno brand. I love that it's wicked instead of just a pot of petroleum coagulant, for lack of a better word. And the sun's up. So let's take you guys to the beach. Be experienced. Now there's a Sprinter van there, and he's got his Reflectix in. I'm not supposed to park here overnight. I wonder if he did. The fact that he's got his Reflectix up makes me think he might have, but it's pretty straightforward that this is not an overnight place. Interesting. That's the Embassy Suites there. Right there is a camera, and that camera is what you see if you check the St. Augustine Beach surf cam. Oh, surf is angry. Fantastic. Let's see if we can get out there. Don't know if the pier's open anymore. Lots of coffee drinkers and watchers. It's angry. And of course, there's a surfer out there. And clearly the pier's open, but I'm not going to pay just to walk out there with the fishermen. Do you see the surfer? And here comes the sun. You can see it, it's under the pier. Can you see it? Very cool. Beautiful. Okay, guys, so we're on an area of town that's going to be familiar to any of you that have been watching my videos for a while. We're in the West St. Augustine neighborhood. We're on the wrong side of the tracks. We're in the part of town that's been the black part of town for a very long time. This was all plantation land. And once it was no longer plantation land, then it became a freedmen community and so on and so forth. We are headed back to some abandoned black cemeteries that you've seen me in a lot. This church on the right here, Zion Missionary Baptist. This was an important church during the civil rights times. Martin Luther King was here. There used to be a black university here that was burned down. shortly after Martin Luther King was here. On the left, you're going to see that wall. That's the Jewish cemetery. Very nicely kept, by the way. Very small, very nicely kept. We're going to be going past the Evergreen Cemetery, which was the first cemetery outside of the city gates after essentially yellow fever killed enough people that the cemeteries within the city walls were deemed full. And they built this cemetery in what was way outside of the city at the time. But that's it straight ahead. That's the Evergreen Cemetery, big cemetery. I've done some videos about that too. And I've cleaned stones in there as well. Woodlawn, which is on Woodlawn Street, which you'll see is at the end of a dirt road. Unmarked, ungated, unprotected in every way. And there are signs that say no trespassing, but I don't think that I'm the one that they don't want in here. I have seen in the past drug deals going down in here and Johns being serviced in here as well. Pretty sure that's who they're trying to keep away. I've cleaned many stones in here. This is it. There are houses on the left, interestingly enough. I'm just going to go right up here. Now right over there are a whole bunch of stones that I've recently cleaned. There's some more up here. Let's see. Where shall I clean today? There are a lot of veterans. Oh, I see a good veteran stone to clean. Let me just get... There was there's one right there. There was at least one Purple Heart recipient here that was moved some time ago. There is Mr. Felix. I cleaned his stone, and his spirit actually has been with me. Felix has been talking to me quite a bit. Okay, I'm just going to come here to the turn, to the bend in the road. And I did want to show you the vulnerability of this cemetery. You see, people leave things all the time. The families are very much the ones that are still around, but this is all a floodplain. There are two cemeteries across the main road from here. The oldest segregated cemetery in the state of Florida is just on the other side of the road, and it's all in sandy floodplain. So if you can imagine, this is covered when it floods. Of course it does, and it's sand, so it's very unstable, and that's part of why these concrete toppers are traditionally placed, because everyone is so easily upset. Isn't that beautiful? Look at that. Beautiful. And then you often see these lovely handmade stones. So someone just poured some concrete, and then with stencils they pressed in the name. This is something you see very common, or handwritten. Here's a handwritten one. I love this about black cemeteries. You see, someone wrote all that. Oh, look at that. This is Tristy Singletary. He's a World War II veteran. Oh my goodness. But he doesn't have a military stone. Unusual. So personalized, completely abandoned. And see, this is unfortunately what happens. This is what you see a lot at Potter's Fields too. When people are placed, this is the plate from the funeral home when the placement is made. But then if the family doesn't have the money for a stone, that's all that is left to preserve them, unfortunately. Sometimes things are placed after the fact. But that is all too common in black cemeteries. See, all that remains for that person, Fletchy Hester, all the funeral home plate is all that remains. And I can't tell. And see, this probably just had originally just had the plate, but it's gone, so we don't know who this is. Here's a lovely handwritten one. Beautiful. The problem with this is that these black cemeteries, this was often donated property, and they're not certified with the state as a cemetery, and they're not plated in any way. There's no grid system of who's buried where. So a person has to just look into records and try to figure things out. Very unfortunate. So when you get something where all the markings have been lost, like this, a stone that never had a marker, you're screwed. Very unfortunate. So I'm going to put the phone down so I can gather my stuff, and let's clean some stones. Let's clean some veteran stones today.
Welcome to Culver's. My name is Lori. What can we make fresh for you today?
Hi. Can I have a large strawberry milkshake, please?
Anything else?
That'll do it.
One large strawberry shake is going to be $5.42. Can I get a name for this?
Joyce.
Joyce, you can pull around to the window for me, please.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
So I stopped and got a milkshake because I did not even get my stuff packed into the car and it started to rain. So not only was I mucky and muddy and moldy and grassy and sandy, but then I got rained on. So I'm here at Planet Fitness, and I'm going to take a shower. Okay, I am clean. Hallelujah. And I am headed into Kookaburra to fill up my cup, plug in my computer, lift some Wi-Fi, and do some work. I've been editing a video for a few hours, and it's been raining on and off pretty hard. And now I'm headed back to Planet Fitness, where I can sit in the, I don't know what they call it, the black card room for the people who pay $25 a month instead of $10 a month, and use the Wi-Fi and finish laying the soundtrack onto that video and then uploading it to my 2 channels and decide what else I'm gonna do. I'm not hungry at all. It's about 7 p.m. I can sleep here tonight. I'm not sure where I'm gonna go. I enjoyed staying on the street last night. It required a whole other degree of stealthy, and I appreciated that. So I'm gonna go in and do some more editing. Okay, guys, you have shared a day in my life as a mobile dweller. It is close to 9 o'clock, and I'm absolutely exhausted because I woke up at 3, which is kind of what's going on now. Being a mobile dweller, I wake up different hours, sleep different hours. Back in the car, and you know, I used the daylight today to do other things, like clean headstones and edit videos and all of that stuff. What I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna park here at Planet Fitness. I just need to drive around the parking lot and figure out where I want to park. And wherever I park needs to be back in. Kind of, you want to be able to get out if you have to. Okay, so that's the view of the driver's seat. I am going to get the back of the car ready and snuggle in and hit the hay. Some of the regular people are here. It's interesting to watch the interaction. There seems to be quite a community among the mobile people here. I'm a lone wolf. Anyway, so thank you, Planet Fitness, and thank you for sharing in this day with me. And I just finished uploading the Taffa file with soap and brushes video that's up now. And yeah, I'm completely exhausted. So good night. So I had said goodnight and I got everything all ready, and then it really started to rain. I hope you can hear this. Living in a car in the rain is kind of like a tin roof. So this is everything already. This is my, well, let me turn on. Can I turn on? Okay. So here's my curtain that I jerry-rigged, covering the hatch. Okay, covering the window of the hatch. Curtains, I can't get curtains to fit here. This is just some poster board. Those are magnetic curtains for the back window that I got off of Amazon. I have one for each back window. I actually have them for the front window too. I hang my keys right there always. And those are 2 blackout curtains and a sheer that I jerry-rigged with carabiners and line. So instead of blocking out the cab and the front window, which I think give you away, I just did what a lot of van people do, and I created a border between the front and the back of the vehicle. When all the lights are off, it's just dark. My windows are all tinted. I've got the dark limousine tinting for the back, all of the back. So unless you come up and put your face on the window, you can't see in anyway. But you see, they're over my doors, my seats. And at night, it's just dark. You can't see back here at all. Here I've got this is damp rid. It's a desiccant material. You know, Florida is so damp all the time. The desiccant captures the moisture, and then it collects down here, so I don't have as much condensation. This is my massage table here, and I've got it supported up against here, and then I use the support ties to hang my cooking pots and things. This is just a garbage bag, and so that's it. So there I've got my fold-up camping table, my hammocks that I have to figure out how to use. I'll do that this weekend. There's stuff behind both seats, but right now to go to sleep, I've just got the back seats are folded down. I've got a couple towels in here in that in-between spot because the seats fold down individually, so there's this uneven spot. Those 2 towels make a good job. This is a 20-degree sleeping bag. This is Florida. I will never need a 20-degree. And my pillow is actually, this is a lightweight $19 comforter from IKEA. And I just fold it up and put it in the pillowcase. Because what I found, sometimes, even though it's winter, it's still Florida, there have been nights when I have gone to bed on top of a sleeping bag, just under the light comforter. In summer, I won't need a comforter at all. But anyway, so I'm gonna, oh shoot, where's turn this off. And I would never have that on in a place where I had to be 100% dark and stealth. I'm in a place where it's considered acceptable to camp out. But you always have to be respectful unless you're at a paid site. And these 2 bags are all my clothes. All my clothes fit into these 2 bags. So I am not cold enough to get inside the sleeping bag. I've just got on shorts and a tank top. And yeah, these are the bungees. When I roll up my sleeping bag, I roll them up with this and then sit them in the back. So normally the back of my car, if you were to look in, you just see those 2 bags and my rolled up sleeping bag and my massage table and camping things. So, you know, the average person would say, oh, she's a camper. You wouldn't think anything of it. You would never know I live in my car. But I'm 5'10", and I haven't done anything to this vehicle at all. And I'm very, very comfortable. So I just wanted to show you all that. And now I really, truly am exhausted. So I'm going to turn off the camera and turn off the light. And now I really am going to sleep. Good night.